Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Byronic, and today I am going to be doing a short overview of Sony Online Entertainment's upcoming zombie survival game, H1Z1. I'm going to be making this as brief as possible, but still try and provide as much information as you will need to jump into the game and hit the ground running. Without any further delay, let's get this started. First off, what exactly is H1Z1? H1Z1 is a massive multiplayer online zombie survival game. In this world, a virus devastated mankind and left nothing but death and destruction in its wake. Our game starts 15 years since the outbreak, with a world overrun with the infected. As a player, your only objective is to survive. Searching for food, water, weapons, and shelter, you will also encounter hostile wildlife, zombies, and of course, other players. Now at this point, you might be asking yourself, how is this any different than the other 100 zombie survival games? Well, I think the most distinct feature is easily the nature of this game being an MMO. John Smedley, president of Sony Online Entertainment, stated that H1Z1 will be a persistent world that can host thousands of players on dedicated servers. This is incredible. As an avid MMO player myself, I'm trying to think of survival games I know and love, such as DayZ, 7 Days to Die, and The Forest, and giving them the infrastructure of MMO titles like World of Warcraft, EVE, and EverQuest. I think that's the core difference between H1Z1 and its competitors. You can create a persistent community, including crafted structures, and keep it so long as you can defend it. Moving on, let's talk about one of the main reasons many people are interested in this game, PvP. PvP has easily become a staple in survival games today, and SOE is not here to disappoint. With suggestions of larger player counts than PlanetSide 2, you can only imagine the scale at which this game is trying to achieve. Now, there isn't much more we know about PvP quite yet, but we did get a bit of nice information talking about player death. While this may depend on your server's rule set, when you die, you lose all the gear that you currently have and that stays on your corpse. If you're quick enough, you could potentially get back to your body and retrieve your gear. SOE is also trying to give us plenty of incentive for open world PvP outside small conflicts and skirmishes. There will be random events in the world, including airdrops, which will contain highly valuable items that most players will want. If you want these items, you're going to have to go fight everyone else for them too. Finally, for those of you who want to group together and PvP together, clans have been confirmed. They will not be available at the beginning of early access, but SOE has made strong statements that group play is a core focus of H1Z1. Alright, so we've already talked about PvP. How about something a little less violent? Crafting. Crafting in H1Z1 is an in-depth system of discovery and resource management. When you first load into the game, you will only be presented with the most basic of crafting recipes. However, through trial and error, you can discover new recipes which will remain with you forever on your selected server. From cooking and basic survival tools such as moonshine, campfires, and animal traps, you can then begin to craft even more complex items such as weapons and modular shelter pieces such as ethanol, gunpowder, and lockable gates. As it stands now, there are over 100 craftable items and they're growing. If you want a full list of currently known craftable items, you can check the link in the description below. This leads me into one of the features I'm most looking forward to in H1Z1. Player-constructed buildings. If you gather enough resources, you'll be able to construct your own permanent home. If you get enough friends together, you can even create your own base to defend against zombies and other players. Keep in mind though, other players can destroy your base, but it's been confirmed that it will also take a long time to do so. In any case, I'm incredibly excited to build my own base, grow my own food, and try and expand my simple base into a mighty fortress. As a quick side note, farming will also be implemented during early access, which synergizes really well with crafting and cooking. For example, you could grow and harvest corn for a replenishable food source, or you could take that corn and distill moonshine and ethanol to use for fuel for vehicles. Talking about vehicles, yes, they are 100% confirmed. As it stands now, there will only be one vehicle, the Jeep, to start at the beginning of Steam Early Access. Vehicles such as this will allow players to use a trunk for extended storage space. Now, before you get too excited, most of the vehicles you find in the world will not be usable right off the bat. You will need to not only repair the vehicle first, but also find or grow your own fuel. The last thing I'll say, because I know people are already curious, no, there are no aircrafts currently in development. SOE realizes there is an interest for it, but with the already verbose flight system in PlanetSide 2, it's very possible we'll see it somewhere down the line. Do not fret, however, horses are coming. I'm not even joking, it's confirmed. Moving on, I'm going to talk tech with you guys. I'm sure many of you are wondering if your computer can run H1Z1, and I'm here to help you. As it stands now, if you can run PlanetSide 2, you can run H1Z1 well. Luckily, PlanetSide 2 is a free-to-play game, so if you really want to find out, go check it out for yourself. However, for those of you who are curious at the minimum system requirements, they are an Intel Core 2 Duo or higher, 4GB of RAM, 15 gigabytes of hard drive space, and a GeForce 8600/AMD 4850 or higher. Last but not least, let's talk about release date and monetization. As of now, there is no explicit PC release date besides the sorrowfully and overly used term soon. H1Z1 will also be coming out for the PS4, however the little we know about it makes it seem that we shouldn't expect a console release for quite some time. Now, H1Z1 is a free-to-play game. However, if you want access to the alpha on Steam, you're going to have to pay $19.99 US. After full retail launch, H1Z1 being free means that they will have a virtual store where you can take real-world money and use it to buy in-game goodies. SOE has been clear that none of what you can buy with real money will give a distinct advantage over other players, such as weapons. I know people are a bit nervous about microtransactions in a game like this, but I would say look at PlanetSide 2 as an example. It's a free-to-play game which offers purchasable items you can also earn by just playing the game. Honestly, I think we'll be fine. Alright folks, that's it. This was a very brief overview of all the basic information you're going to need to hit the ground running in H1Z1. If you're looking for more detailed and advanced information, hit the subscribe button as I fully intend on developing both a guide series on upcoming features of H1Z1 and multiple walkthroughs including solo and co-op play. Thanks everyone, and I look forward to seeing you soon.